Hi guys, Simon from TeslaLightShows.io here. Now, heads-up displays or HUDs, some people find those lacking in the Model 3 and the Model Y, and that's down to the clean design that we have from Tesla. So there are plenty of aftermarket products out there, and I thought I'd buy a few of them and see how they fare. So today we're going to have a look at the Micro. Now this sits in front of the steering wheel in the air conditioning duct. We're going to go ahead and open the box. We will see what components are inside. We'll go ahead and install that, so there will be an installation guide here, and then we'll go for a drive and see how it fares. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Okay, so absolutely no endorsements here. I purchased this unit online, for which I'll leave a link in the description, as well as some TeslaLightShows.io unique discount codes. But you can buy these from multiple outlets. Inside the box we can see that we have the main device with a long cable and male connector. We have a micro SD card USB adapter, a multi-ended soft plastic tool for getting into those car seams, and the universal connector, which will allow the unit to sync with the onboard computer. Into this we'll then connect the lengthier cable which is attached to the HUD. We'll start the installation by lining up the LCD unit with the center of the steering wheel. It's a little bigger than the opening, so we'll need to lift the dash slightly in order to wedge it under there. Now we'll be running a cable all the way to the back of the car, so in order to make this neat we'll remove this triangular panel, but don't be afraid, it pops out really quite easily when you're using the tool as a lever. We'll leave this off for now, just in case we have to adjust anything further along the way, and then we'll replace it at the end of the installation. We can now run the wire along the air vent towards the driver's side door. There's a bunch of nooks and crannies in a Tesla, so we'll easily be able to continue running the cable between the vela and the outer plastic trim. So we'll go ahead and we'll just tuck this away. It's the same principle when running along the threshold of the driver's side door. I had to use this tool just to widen the gap a little, but the cable then slipped in really quite easily. Approaching the seat, now what we'll do is take advantage of a small hole that is between the seat rail and the floor. It's a bit of a squeeze, but it does fit. Now we'll grab the connector on the other side and pull the remaining cable through underneath the driver's seat. We'll then use the gap in the carpet by the rear foot vents to feed that through and just tuck that neatly underneath the duct. Now the seam continues on the other side, however I'm not able to actually use the small gap as we did on the other side, and it's just because when I push it through it disappears underneath the carpet and it's very difficult to retrieve. So instead we'll run our cable around the seat rail, just using our tool to tuck in underneath as we go. Once the cables are all neatly tucked away, we'll now connect the HUD up to the car's onboard computer. But first, we'll need to remove the back plate of the rear console. From the underside, insert the tool and pull towards you and upwards. Do this on both sides and you should be able to bring the panel forward just enough so that you can prise it off by hand. This exposes the car's artery connector. We'll go ahead and break that connection, as we're going to introduce the HUD by installing the provided connector in line with the original. We're going to then attach the long cable. Now it is daunting when we look to remove factory fitted components, but don't be afraid to get on and do this yourself. Then, and this is a little tight, connect up between the old connectors. We'll just tidy up the remaining cables and replace the panel by snapping it right back into place. Moving to the front of the car, we're going to go ahead and pop the triangular panel back into the driver's side dashboard. And that's it. Installation done. So the micro display is up and running, but let's put it through its paces and just see if it works. Left indicator. Okay, that's mirrored in the display. Right indicator, yep, that's working too. Now we'll get the hazard lights on. Excellent. Yep, the sync is actually really good. Let's get the car into drive and we'll work our way through the gears. From drive to reverse, yep, great responsiveness there. Back into drive and into park. The 130 on the display that you can see there, that actually refers to the number of miles remaining, which of course would be displayed in kilometers if needed. Right, one last thing to check, that's the lights. So let's move from low beam to high beam. Well, we can see it all works when we're stationary, but let's go for a little drive, shall we, and see how responsive the display is on our speed. Okay, so let's start off from the traffic lights here. We're going up from 1, we'll get to about 30. So that is actually working really well. You can see the sync is doing exactly what it needs to do. And for me, that's the rub of this device. I mean, if that didn't work, I would not keep it. But I think it looks really nice and discreet. It's doing exactly what it said it would do. So fundamentally, I think I'm going to leave this in. Great, well look, I hope you enjoyed the video. We've got plenty more Tesla Tech reviews and installation guides coming, so go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. That will also help us to keep going. But until our next video, it's a goodbye from me.